My blood runs red beneath the knife. I give my soul to you tonight.
All right, let's do a little bit of a news blitz. And then we're going to continue to take your calls. And we'll do more of I mean, I still have this whole stack right here that I haven't been able to go over. So let's do some of it right now, and then we'll take some calls. 866-582-9933. Denial on detained boy claim. A claim that a 10-year-old boy was held in police detention without supervision in Hobart last week has been rejected by the Corrective Services and Justice Department. This is off the Examiner, by the way. Director Robert Williams yesterday claimed a Greens leader, Nick McKim, that a 10-year-old boy was arrested and subsequently processed at the Hobart Reception Prison last week without any parent or guardian present and without any legal representation. McKim has commented on the actions by correctional service officers in the process used to detain the boy, and there were some inaccuracies in those comments, he said. A 10-year-old boy in prison? Sounds a little wild. And they're not saying what for. That's what's really bizarre. You know, I mean, did he shoot somebody? What happened? I mean, even then, do we, put him in prison? He's 10 years old. He's a little kid. And then I really got to cover this gun ban. Where is the gun ban? Oh, by the way, some good news before we cover the gun ban. Judicial Watch has apparently forced the release of the bank bailout documents. Judicial Watch, the public interest group that investigated and prosecutes government corruption, announced today that it forced the Obama administration to release documents about the October 13, 2008 Treasury Department meeting that coerced major banks to allow the government to take $250 billion equity stakes. Much more than that, folks. So hopefully they'll do this. Hopefully, the documents are there. I haven't gotten a chance to look at them. There they are. Documents part 1, part 2, part 3. We need some info warriors out there to go over these documents, tell us what's in them, and then we will write stories up over at InfoWars and Prison Planet. All right, and now quickly, the Connecticut House has passed a machine gun ban for children. The Connecticut House of Representatives have given final legislative approval to a bill that bars anyone from providing a child under 16 with a machine gun, including for target practice. The bill passed the House 139-0. It already passed the Senate and awaits Government M. Jody Rell's signature. The legislation stems from the October death of an 8-year-old boy, Ashford boy, who accidentally shot himself in the head with an Uzi at a Massachusetts gun show. Well, why was there a loaded Uzi in an 8-year-old's hand? First of all, the parent should have been prosecuted on that for having his 8-year-old handling a loaded Uzi. I mean, what kind of an idiot gives their 8-year-old a loaded... All right, I'm going to stop. I'm going to take a call. That's just off the chain. And now we have this terrible legislation because of it. Leif in Montana, you're on the air.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man.
Hey, I'm calling about a little incident in Ontario, Canada.
Okay.
There was an Indian protest going on. There was a land dispute on the
I have
Six
that
Nations.
article in front of me. Now, are you talking about what occurred where this American officials came over the border and took this guy off a reservation and charged him with assaulting a U.S. government agent?
Well, actually, it's a Bureau of Alcohol and Tobacco Firearms agent.
Mm-hmm.
They got in a scuffle with one of the Indians there. The Indian actually did time in Canada for this.
Mm-hmm.
And when the Indian tried to come here, they were trying to prosecute him or thinking about prosecuting him in the U.S. I wanted to know why a BATF on-duty agent, American agent, would be on Canadian soil on their reservations, along with our border patrol.
That is interesting, isn't it? Well, it's because they're trying to integrate Canada, the United States, and Mexico into a North American Union. And I'm going to read the mainstream article out of the Native American Times on the other side. Thank you for the call, Leif. It was something we were going to cover, but now we're going to cover it in a little bit more depth. Back after this, it's the Info Warrior with Jason Bermas, PrisonPlanet.tv, Infowars.com.
What can you do to keep you and your family safe from the resistant new strains of deadly bacteria and viruses? Check out supernaturalsilver.com today, or visit the link on Infowars.com to find out more about this incredible new silver compound. The new silver solution is a natural antibiotic that is clinically tested to kill viruses, germs, bacteria, and yeast safely. This new technology has proven itself to be a formidable weapon against bio threats of today and tomorrow. The new Silver Solution gel has been shown to disinfect topically and keep the area sanitized for up to 4 hours. The new Silver Solution is a highly effective, potent nanoparticle solution that is lethal to bacteria, yeast, and viruses. Go to supernaturalsilver.com and see the amazing line of products they have available. Check out the patented new Silver Solution today. Click on the link and check out the uses for new Silver Solution. Order this extra line of defense today by going to supernaturalsilver.com. That's supernaturalsilver.com today.
This is the GCN Radio Network, home to hard-hitting talk radio.
No one knows who gave the orders. No one asks about the crime. No one looks behind the curtain, and no one questions why. The only time we got is right about now. I cross my heart, I take the vow, I'll never turn, I'll never bend. I'm with you now. Till the end.
If you're just joining us, Leif in Montana just mentioned this Indian who was on a reservation in Ontario, Canada. He apparently assaulted a ATF agent in plain clothes, by the way, a U.S. ATF agent. They had been threatened by some hate groups, and he had no idea who this guy was, apparently. They got into a little bit of scuffle. He ended up doing time in Ontario, but now he's being charged in Buffalo in the United States. So he already did time for this, and he's going to end up doing more time. And the caller brings up a great point. What are U.S. ATF agents doing in Canada at tribal regions? A Mohawk Indian from Canada pleaded guilty Monday to an American charge of assaulting a U.S. government agent who was observing an Indian protest in Ontario. Trevor Miller, who has already served time in Canada for the incident, told a federal judge in Buffalo that he didn't know that the man he confronted was with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives when he approached the agent's vehicle at the outskirts of the Six Nations Indian Reserve in Caledonia. We had been getting threats from numerous hate groups, Miller told U.S. Magistrate Judge Hugh Scott while pleading guilty in U.S. District Court. Not in a million years did we think that they were U.S. agents being in Canada. ATF Special Agent Stephen Dickey was parked in an unmarked SUV with 3 other law enforcement officers on June 9, 2006, when Miller, with a sheath knife around his neck and about 14 other Indian men, blocked it and began slamming their hands on its hood, authorities said. None of the officers observing the protest, part of a local land dispute, was armed or in uniform, they said. So then really, this is just outrageous. Miller was arrested April 1st, 2008 at the U.S.-Canada border crossing at International Falls, Minnesota. The U.S. plea agreement includes a possible sentence of 15 to 21 months, but Miller could avoid prison if the sentencing judge agrees to take into account his time served in Canada and his cooperation in the investigation. So I guess we'll see how that pans out. We brought it up. I mean, that's the best I can do on that one. All right, let's go to Leo in Massachusetts. Leo, you're on the line.
Hi, thanks for taking the call, Jason.
You got it.
Out of deference to real Indians, could you start calling these people Aboriginal Americans?
Okay, you got it. I'm not trying to insult anybody. I usually say Hindu Indians.
I'm a Tamil, and I lived in Sri Lanka between 1955 and 57. And I lived around the Sinhalese people in a Buddhist village. And my mother and I, at first, were looked upon with great suspicion, as though we were agents of one conspiracy or another. But once the people got to know us, they were right with us, man. You know, and it was like this whole thing came to a head in 55. They had language riots. And the people, they loved us so much, they came up and said, "Don't worry, big sister. No crazies. None of our crazies will come up and bother you." And these were, we were the only Tamil in the whole area. See, the thing is this. In India, in England, under English colonialism, the Tamils thrived because we figured, we'll go getters. Well, let's learn English first. We'll get all the jobs. So we held all the government jobs. We controlled the economy. And we were like 15% of the population. And then all of a sudden, oh, gee, you're liberated. And the Tamils are going, oh, I want to maintain my position. You know, I mean, this whole thing is totally nutso. I mean, I have no truck with these Tamils that